At the end of the most recent episode, where Ragatha is taking the massive L after Pomni showed her that she'd prefer to hang around with Jax than her, the camera lingered on an ominous figure in the background. Zooming in, we see that it is a mannequin, one of the several ones that just like to loiter around. So let's talk about it. Fans are abuzz trying to figure out who this mysterious mannequin is, because apparently this motherfucker has just been popping up all over the place. They showed towards the beginning of this episode, and I'm pretty sure they were in the last episode as well, where they went to Spudsy's. And I think I heard somewhere that they were in episode 3 or 2. I'll try and find it. But they're just everywhere. And first theories, when they started rolling out, people thought it was either, oh my god, is it the original Jax, because we all think Jax is an NPC, so it is the original person, or is it Gummi Goo? And I'm here thinking, that's so interesting, because I also thought at first that, okay, we know Jax is a clone, and the whole episode revolved around him saying, oh, Kane can't do this, Kane can't do that. But Kane is able to do it to Jax alone. He's able to manipulate his wills and restrict him from doing things, but he's not able to do that to other players. And even Jax was like, I thought Kane couldn't. Saying things in a way that's so NPC-y. So you would assume that if Jax had taken the place of someone else, remember there was merch that showed the different rooms of every character in the show, and Jax's room was glitched out. If Jax took someone's place, is this mannequin, almost had a slur there, is this mannequin the original character that Jax stole from, who maybe Kane tried to delete by accident, but Kane can only maybe delete the physical coverings but not the soul of the player, and they're just stuck here? Very horrific to think about, okay, you having to look at somebody else cosplay you and steal your life. Horrifying and right up Gooseworks' alley. But another theory is that this could either be Gummi Goo, the crocodile that stole everyone's heart and got brutally murdered by the end of episode 2. What if when Kane snapped him out of existence, he snapped like the coding, or when I say the default files, we saw them in that underworld place and they were in T poses in the back rooms or whatever. What if his physical form was taken away, but the connection that Pomni had to him gave him some kind of conscience or sentience, and now he roams within the halls of the rooms where the players are at, and he's just here now. Also another deeply troubling and existential situation where maybe Pomni gave him conscience or life, and now he attached himself to some of the mannequins. Because why are these mannequins just allowed to roam around? Because that's something that's also been on my mind weighing heavily. Another thing that's been weighing heavily is that you should buy my merch. Wow, that was a terrible transition, but please hold on. I have a lot of amazing merch in my merch store. I'd really love for you to at least check it out. Peruse, window shop. It's not illegal yet. First link in the description. Have a blast. If you don't want to buy anything and you just want to give me money, how generous of you. No strings attached in this economy. Love you even more. You can become a Patreon member or a YouTube channel member. Both do the same thing. They give me money, but on YouTube, you get a little badge and icons next to your name. On Patreon, it's kind of like a tip jar. You have to become a free member and then a member. They kind of messed it up. You'll get your name in my videos, and Patreons, your names show up at the top more, because giving money with nothing in return is so sexy. Also, you get early access to videos whenever those happen. And I don't know how to seamlessly transition back to the videos. Mannequins! Is anyone else terrified by the fact that there's just hundreds of these? Kane said he doesn't like NPCs roaming around the halls, and this motherfucker is roaming around the halls. And in episode 1, we saw a similar mannequin fellow in a bathtub, just randomly chilling here. Some people think it's the same character. I don't really agree, but who knows? We don't know. They all look the same. We see mannequin faces on the front of bedrooms, which would indicate to people, oh, this is just spare room. So when somebody comes into the hotel, this isn't has-been. When somebody comes into the circus, they take that room. But what if it is just the mannequins' rooms? These are their rooms, but what for the people who abstract, their rooms get X's on them. So I just wonder, how long are these corridors? And the mannequins actually have very subtle differences in that crowd scene in the stadium, which, when you think about it, I always thought, what if these mannequins are the souls of the people who abstract? Like their conscience, they break, they become those monsters. But what if these are just them, or these mannequins are a placeholder for all the people who've been in the circus, and you see hundreds of them? You just kind of, my stomach drops, or my heart drops to my stomach when I think about these could all just be players who've died here, and now they're forced to watch other players play as long as possible till they also become them. But the slight difference I wanted to mention, some mannequins are just a little bit darker than others, and I know these mannequins are drawing tools like Japanese or whatever, but there are slight variations. Some look slightly more masculine with wider shoulders, some have smaller hips, or maybe I'm hallucinating, but I do know in this screenshot some mannequins look darker than others. Maybe they're just in a covering, maybe there's a small ramp over their head, but so many things could be going on with these fuckers. They could just be NPCs that Kane gives special privilege and allows them to run around the circus. They could be the conscience of the dead, or they could be the newly awakened conscience of the living, Gummi Goo. Or it could just be a stolen identity. There's so much, and I know I sound like a lunatic, but this is the most tame version of this theory that could even be out there, because anything can happen in this. Hell, Jax had a friend who died. What if his death was greatly exaggerated and this is just him viewing his friend? Because I had this other crackpot theory that I think I'm just going to insert here, where what if Jax is an NPC that was allowed to be in the circus? He's the reason why Kane doesn't like other NPCs coming in, and Jax basically stole his friend's spot, and now Jax is here while his friend abstracted and he's watching him. Maybe I'll just make this a more coherent and longer theory, and that's why Ragatha doesn't want Pomni to become close to Jax, because he's an NPC that corrupted another player, and maybe that's why all the players don't really like him, but they don't really want to say that he's an NPC because, you know, you're not sure. It's kind of like accusing someone of being a minority. Are they really American or are they an illegal? That just went completely off the rails. Oh my god. They don't want to point fingers, basically, because nobody knows. Everyone is being very secretive of how they got here. But I think that's where I'm going to end the video. I don't want to hit 8 minutes, but if I do, I'm not complaining. Let me know your thoughts of whatever madness is going on with this circus, because oh my goodness, anything and everything is a possibility. And that's kind of terrifying, but also so cool about this show. But yeah, enough yapping. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drink some water. Mwah. Bye.